So, Ian almost has this superpower. Maybe it's Anissa together, but they say great leaders inspire loyalty. It seems that everybody in his life, he's forced to be disloyal. He has like negative
Yes,
leadership. What do you call that? What is negative leadership?
abuse.
Abuse?
Ooh,
Okay.
Yes.
nope.
So,
It even shocked Ethan when she says abuse. All right, she was definitely watching the fucking hate videos on YouTube. She's fucking spam watching all the Anissa and Ian hate videos.
so you think it's so I guess quantify that. Did you feel
The
like
reason,
abuse? Yeah, go ahead.
yes, the reason why I say it's abusive is because, like, for example, the bonus, right? They mentioned it to me, Michael, that they're going to give a bonus after CC1. And then after the event was so great, they just went rogue on us, you know? It's interesting because we invite them to our house for Thanksgiving. We're so nice to them. We open up our lives to them. They've met my kids, like our kids, you know, and everything. But then once the work is done and they don't need us, they kind of just put us at bay and they make it uncomfortable for us to reach out to them. Or
Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. We do not. You guys did not want to reach out for many things. Clearly, like, we're up to lie counter 23, and a lot of those lies were just kind of fueled by them not communicating. They felt a certain way about things and they never brought it up. And they're trying to make that our fucking problem. If you don't bring shit up to us, how is it ever going to be addressed? It's not going to be. They invited us at one point to go to their house for like a Thanksgiving thing. And because we're nice, we fucking went. Do I want to spend all my time with them? Did I feel like we were doing such a nice thing that is so nice? No, it's us hanging out. We know each other from work in this case, and we're hanging out. I don't know why there would be any more expectation that I need to be texting you all the time on a weekly basis, whatever it is.
or if we reach out to them, they don't respond. So treating us like we're not really in their inner circle, which makes
Well, you're fucking not in our inner circle. How do I put this? You are not in our inner circle. Why the fuck would you ever be in our inner circle? We're paying you to basically not be in our inner circle.
no sense because we worked with them for CC1, CC2. Michael and I have traveled with them to LA, Vegas, Florida. Keep in mind that when we're in Florida with them, we're with them for 2 to 3 weeks at a period of time. That's a long time to be with someone. You learn so much.
Well, they weren't actually with us the whole time. Yeah. And which we paid for. Yes. All those trips to, Vegas and LA and Florida, that was us paying them to fly. They never had to go, and paying for the hotels. So fucking whatever. And we weren't hanging out with them the whole time. Like they're acting like we were staying together, and like no, we didn't want to. We only showed up. We were only ever in contact when we were training for shit, and I was doing pads with Michael. Like
About the person. And then you start to realize, wow, everything that, I mean, I don't want to say, their enemy's name, what's his name? Sam. Like, I don't want to say he's right, but when we saw that video drop, I
No,
was
he's
like, oh my
right. You
God.
could say it.
I was like, I was,
The
what
one
was
where he's
funny
like,
about that?
so right now they're sort of casually talking about Sam Hyde. They kind of dance around it a little bit. But I do find it interesting that these fucking spineless losers are like, it's so two-faced. Because like when we're talking to them and saying like, oh yeah, we're getting fucking harassed by like Sam Hyde and his goons and all this sort of shit, they're very, I shouldn't say that they're supportive. They weren't very supportive. They were actually very, Michael had some very like not helpful, like almost like dad level advice. Like it was almost like, I think what he was saying was like, yeah, all these guys, all these trolls online that are harassing you, you just got to out crazy them. And like every time Anissa and I heard that, we were kind of like, No, I'm not gonna fucking out crazy them. Like, I don't know what you think this is that we're dealing with, but that's not what I'm gonna do. So it is crazy to see this perspective where like they're aware of the harassment that we were getting at that time. Uh, and now they're just, I don't know, confiding in Ethan about how Sam Hyde is right.
Well, hold on. So there's a video of Sam Hyde, and he goes, "She's gonna ruin his life. Mark my words. I guarantee it." Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, Anissa was the one that showed it to us because we didn't know nothing.
What was funny too is like,
I mean,
Well, it's fucking evidence of someone harassing us and getting very parasocial online. Like, of course, we needed to show you, hey, you don't understand the level of harassment. This isn't like a loser in the comment section saying that your form is bad when you're lifting, like Michael Briggs seems to be very insecure about. Like, this is much bigger than what you guys experience. So yes, we kind of have to show you.
I was just thinking about that on the way to work because I saw that clip too, and I was like, "Damn!" Like Sam fucking he was right.
Yeah.
well, so
What's also funny about this shit, I didn't bring this up. Again, there's so many of these things that I do not bring up. It's been months since the Content Cop. Ethan Klein has like made all of these stories about me, trying to fucking ruin my life, get Anissa and I to divorce, all this sort of shit. When I was making the documentary about Sam Hyde, I was like, oh, Ethan Klein had like kind of a connection to Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde was kind of harassing him for a while. Like, I wonder what Ethan's perspective on this is. So I was like, oh, let's see what Ethan's fucking yapping about. And then Ethan was so like, keep my name out of the documentary. Like, do not fucking mention me. Like, he was so afraid of this route. And he was so like, you should not do anything with Sam Hyde. But now he's like openly like, yeah, Sam's right. Like, he's trying to play it cool. It's like, dude, you were going full fucking bitch mode in the text exchange. Like, it's exhausting. It's so fucking two-faced.
So what's crazy to me is like, so for example, when Ian did your show for Creator Clash 2, he would never say my name. He would always just go Ian's coach or my coach. And then AB was the one that actually had to say my name. AB was like, oh, you mean Michael? And then I was like,
oh, what a hero. AB the hero. He said Michael's name. I guess it didn't give you enough clout because you had to return to the podcast to get more, to extract more. Such an asshole. I'm such an asshole for describing you as the title of coach. What a piece of shit I am.
I was like, thank you, AB. Appreciate you. But so, and then same thing when he did the other podcast, he said, oh, my coach is he's really tough. He has toxic masculine qualities.
Wait,
so
when did
he does. Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell me what those qualities are? I think we may have seen a couple of those qualities come out in this podcast.
did he say that?
He said that when he was talking to
when he did the podcast
with the Smosh guy.
Yeah.
So he did that and he
You know
said,
what?
oh my.
The Smosh guy, call him by his name. His name's Anthony Padilla. Don't call him the Smosh guy, asshole. He needs promotion. Anthony's awesome. And I was relating to Anthony about this experience of being raised in an environment where, like, you know, you have a lot of toxic, masculine characters in your life. In this case, I'm describing my coach, but I'm very fucking nice about it. I basically say, like, yeah, he's got some of these qualities, and it makes it really hard for me to, like, do the job and, like, you know, box without being either distracted or fucking distraught. Like it's a lot to deal with. Here, I do need to. SH Pollywood says, your coach wasn't toxic. He was trying to keep you motivated. You don't have any idea the conversations I had with me and my coach. Like, and I think there are a lot of people who are very sensitive about describing certain qualities as being toxic. It's like, I'm toxic. I have toxic qualities, toxic masculine qualities. It's not a fucking insult, but if you're fucking bitch made, you will take it as an insult and you'll get really offended. It's like, many of the things that I've said in this live stream are toxic. They are toxic things to say. Me describing this guy as bitch made, that's pretty fucking toxic. But like, I'm not gonna fucking cry if someone describes me that way. I'm not gonna bitch and moan and go on the fucking H3 podcast and be like, that really hurt me when he described some of my qualities as a coach as toxic. It's like, dude, you don't communicate. You get offended when people have fucking emotions, and then you talk shit behind their back. If that's not toxic, I don't know what the fuck is. Okay, guys, I'm going to keep going, but I need to wet my whistle really quick and let Fiona out to pee. I'll be right back. By the way, to the usuals, I'm sorry that the chat is fucking all over the place. Obviously, this is a little experiment, so things are a bit different. But yeah, I'm gonna have more normal streams after this. Don't worry about it. I'm also gonna have some streams where I do more of this for sure. And thank you to all the mods for absolutely killing it. We have a lot of people. I mean, as a lot of you guys know, I'm sure, like, you know, we have some of the most dedicated haters, and they use every tactic in the book to get in here and to say shit. So the mods do a really good job at keeping everything peachy keen. Ian, I will say the same thing to you I said to Noah Samson, yet it remains so true. Your guys' channel trajectories and outlook on the toxicity you have been surrounded by have been so incredibly important for so many younger people. Don't ever let these no moral having freaks have an inch. Continue giving them hell. They deserve no respect. I love that. All right. Let's fucking do it.
He's lost his mind. I'm sorry, but if anybody deserves to have toxic masculine traits, it's your boxing coach, okay?
No shit. That's why I said it. Why are they so stupid? All of them. They're so stupid. They're talking about me saying that he has toxic masculine traits and how it is difficult when trying to fucking operate around him and getting punched in the face. And they're like, this is a dunk. This is a dunk of epic proportions. No, it's fucking not. You're saying the obvious.
Hey, get in line, bitch. You know what I mean? Go fucking wake up and run. Think about, you remember Mike Tyson's coach, this like grumpy, insane old man? Like, this is who you want to fucking coach you, dude. What are you talking about?
I didn't see the podcast you're talking about, but yeah, I know when I was training with Michael, I felt so loving compared to when I was fighting with Wally.
It sounds like
Wally used to tell me, you could punch me in my sleep and I won't blink. Yeah.
That's the thing, right? I actually had to learn how to talk to Ian from training, because during one of the sessions when he wasn't supposed to spar, but then he ended up going to spar Alex Stearns.
Oh, this is gonna be an overload of lies, by the way.
One day.
He started out by saying, we were basically in LA. We were going to spar and film with Alex Ernst. Shout out Alex Ernst, absolute fucking legend. But yeah, we were going to spar him. So we went to the gym that he was training out of. And, Kate was there. She was going to record, or she did record it. And me, Anissa, and Michael were there. That was the plan.
I want to ask you about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
epic.
It was funny to me because we weren't supposed to spar that day. Actually, it was the morning that he released the Sam High documentary.
Yes.
So I had no idea he had so much going on, because I didn't even know what the documentary was.
We didn't know who anybody was.
Anybody.
Yeah, well, I did have things going on, and I fucking told you that. That's how you fucking know it.
I want to control. I want to focus on the fight, right? So he releases the documentary, but we're in LA. We're visiting gyms,
For
and we're supposed to watch
your podcast.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was for that. But we wanted to watch Alex Ernst train. So we go to Alex Ernst's gym, and the coach of the head guy of the gym, the owner, says that he doesn't believe women should fight. So Anissa gets really upset and decides she wants to. The owner of the gym said that.
The owner of Alex
Okay.
Ernst.
So Anissa got so offended that she said, Ian needs to spar now today. And we're like, what?
In what world would anyone do this? Like no one would do that. Like, why the fuck would anyone say that? Why would my wife say, the owner of this gym insulted women? Ian, you gotta get in there and beat up Alex Ernst, who's completely unrelated to this. It's insane. I'm just gonna go up to 25 on that one. Yeah, this never happened. The guy was an asshole, and he didn't think women should be boxing. So yeah, Anissa communicated like, "Oh, what an asshole," to Michael. But for some reason, Michael's brain interpreted that as her saying that I needed to go in there and fucking defend women all over the world. That didn't happen. It's my fucking wife. She's not gonna tell me like defend women. Go in there and defend women in the most obscure way that doesn't defend women in the slightest.
And then so,
And
I'm like,
man, to get slaughtered by Alex Ernst, who's like some kind of like boxing savant or something. He fucking annihilated him, dude.
Yeah.
So what happened was, it was funny because Alex has really thick glasses. So he took his glasses off and he can't see anything. So he just starts swinging haymakers.
Oh, he couldn't even see.
Oh no, but Ian like froze.
Oh
And
wait,
so-
and also before the filming, so before they did the sparring, Anissa and Ian runs up to me and they're like, Kate, make sure you film this because we want to put on our YouTube channel in the documentary, how does 3 weeks of training look like and 3 months of training look like? Because Ian at that time had been training for 3 months with us. And so I filmed
And Alex 3 weeks. He had just started.
Yeah. Well, and the thing was, skill-wise,
Why is she bringing any of this up? We didn't specifically run over to you and say any of this. Like, I don't get the fucking weird dramatization of all of this. All of these conversations were had in the most, like, normal, non-like, secretive or, look at me, I'm a Chungus kind of way. Like, there was no running up to you. We were having conversations, and I don't remember having this conversation with her, but, like, yeah, like, that would be interesting. 3 weeks versus 3 months or whatever it is. Like, I don't like. Are they? It's just running out of shit.
Ian was much better. Ian wasn't just used to somebody throwing haymakers. And so Alex comes out and just starts hitting him with haymakers. And the first 2 rounds, I was talking to him very softly. I was like, Ian, are you okay? Can you throw punches? If you can't throw punches, I'm going to scrap this sparring because you're not throwing any punches. And then he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And then 2 rounds later, then I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And then he went on the Smosh show and he was like, yeah, it's bad enough when you get beat up and your coach is yelling at you too.
Shut up, dude.
I swear. Yeah.
Dude, listen.
Oh, I'm such an asshole for that. For fucking stating the obvious. Like, I'm not trying to get, like, I cannot put myself in the brain of someone this fucking stupid. Like, I'm describing, like, I'm not trying to get sympathy points. I'm trying to figure out if that's what he's offended by. Like, me talking about my life experience is like getting sympathy points. I'm allowed to say that it was a difficult time. What the fuck? I'm not saying it's a difficult time strictly because of you and your existence as a coach. It's like it would have happened for literally any coach. Any fucking coach I had would have gone through the same shit where I would have had a moment, because it's about me, it's not about you, where they would have said, fucking get your ass in gear, fuck you, whatever. They could have said much worse shit than Michael. And the outcome would have been the same, where I tell them, like, hey, like, I got some fucking demons. I got some trauma. Like, can we talk about this? Like what happened? Because that's exactly what happened. I thought we were good. It seemed like every conversation we had after this spar, it seems like he just, I don't know, like none of it actually sat with him at all.
Listen to the audio of any corner. That's how the corner's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Throw a punch, man.
Yes.
Oh, here,
Yeah.
I have the ref.
And did I say anything to counter that argument? Like, yes, I know professional fucking boxers who do this for a living are being told by their corner, get out there and kill him, you fucking pussy, etc., etc., etc. Like, yes, I know that that's how boxing works. You're describing a very toxic environment. Is that how boxing is? Yes. Am I saying that it needs to change? No. You guys just continue to fucking say the obvious. MKI, you said, then don't box. That's stupid. That is really stupid. Like, I think you should challenge yourself and you should do things that are difficult. By going through the difficulty of boxing, I've grown as a person. It was one of the reasons I fucking ended up, making the apology video and acknowledging all of these, like, past wrongdoings. Like, hello? Like, you should challenge yourself. Like, it doesn't matter if you cry in the end.
Reference here. Let's watch it.
Alex is a freak of nature, I gotta say.
The way.
I remember watching that, and everyone was like, what was that? Because he got it. It seemed everybody could tell he got pretty rattled by that fight.
I think in this moment, Ethan thinks that what we're talking about is Alex Wasabi. But no one's seen, like, the sparring footage, except for maybe, like, a few frames of me sparring Alex Ernst. Like, that isn't there. So I don't know why he's saying I look, shaken up or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did you say, and I'm going to...
Yeah, I mean, they're showing this. I don't know why. Oh, okay. No, this is the Anthony Padilla video.
Did you say he cried?
Oh, we had to have a meeting.
Yeah. So after that, he was crying.
We had to have a meeting. How ridiculous is that? Men aren't supposed to have emotions, especially not sad emotions. It should only be anger. Emotions should only be anger with men.
At the gym, afterwards, and I said,
The glee is fucking nauseating.
and once again, I hate to hate on him for that because it's very emotional.
Yeah, for sure.
In some hard sparring, right?
Yeah.
So but then what happened?
Hey, you might not want to hate on me, but your wife certainly enjoyed hating on me there. She had a lot of glee in describing me crying.
Happened afterwards was horrible because then we went back to the hotel and then they were eating at Denny's and they said we need to have a meeting, so I have to go to Denny's, and they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded.
Okay, we got to update the lie counter. We gotta be at around fucking maybe 27. I think so. Oh, brother. Yeah, so Anissa and I do like Denny's. That is something that we are guilty of. We love Denny's. If you want to call us poor for loving Denny's, you can. But yeah, he said, I had to go to Denny's. He had to go to Denny's. Oh no. You poor fucking baby. You shouldn't have to go to Denny's. You don't deserve that. You're so much better than that. He's so much better than Denny's. But the way here, because there was something in what he said earlier that I think is important. After the laughing,
he was crying at the gym afterwards, and I said, and
he's framing this in such a way. I was able to keep it together in the gym. I was actually crying not outside the gym, in the car, away from the gym. I was like, oh, okay, now that I'm away from people, I'll let it rip. But I guess it's more embarrassing if he says that I was crying in the gym. I couldn't even keep it together in the gym. No, I realize that it's a fucking environment of people not wanting to cry. Like, I get it. I'll take my crying to my car.
Once again, I hate to hate on him for that because it's very emotional.
Yeah, for sure.
In some hard sparring, right?
Yeah.
So but then what happened afterwards was horrible because then.
What happened afterwards was horrible. See, this is amazing because I had no idea he felt this way because he doesn't communicate. He never said any of this shit. Anissa and I were talking, and we came to the conclusion, like, yeah, man, like, that was some rough stuff. I clearly have some, like, past trauma that I'm dealing with. And so we need to, like, figure out, you know, like, what went wrong in this sparring session, and, like, how do we get past it? Because we don't want that to happen in the fight. Like, that was the most important thing. It's like, how do we avoid this so we don't have a fucking, like, me freezing in the boxing ring? Because that's what a lot of people do. They do end up freezing up. So this was a great moment, a great learning opportunity for me to figure out, like, what was it? Like, what was making me, like, freeze up? Why was I getting in my own head? Why wasn't I throwing punches? And so, with that, you know, in mind, we were like, we gotta, you know, have a meeting with Michael and talk through it. And so when we talked through it, I was like, I felt better by the end of it because I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, you now know where I'm coming from. You now know that I have some fucking demons. And, like, I wasn't saying that you can't be rough with me under any circumstances or whatever the accusation is. It was more or less just like, hey, I have some shit going on, so you need to have some patience with me, and we need to figure this out together. But this is what he took away from it.
We went back to the hotel, and then they were eating at Denny's, and they said, we need to have a meeting, so I have to go to Denny's. And they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
We never used the word fire. We never used the word getting a different coach. We never used anything that would imply that he was going to be fired. But when men like this are so fucking insecure and unable to communicate, get clarification, ask follow-up questions, express how he's feeling, it would have cleared a lot of things up in that moment if he said, ooh, I don't feel very good, or I feel bad because it feels like you guys are mad at me or you're going to fire me. We weren't mad at him at all. We understood that is how you talk to your fighters. We totally understood that. Like, that wasn't lost on Anissa and I. But we did need to explain to him that that's a problem and we need to figure out how we are going to handle this going forward for the next spar, a spar in a different environment leading up to the event so I don't freeze during the event. And thankfully it worked, because in the end, I fought Dr. Mike. I didn't freeze. And, you know, I didn't win, but fucking who cares? So yeah, he was terrified that he was going to be fired. Never came close to firing this guy. The entire fucking time we were training with him, firing was not remotely in our heads. Like, why would I fucking do that? This guy is in Seattle where I'm training. He, you know, he's technically proficient at boxing. He knows what to do. I'm trying not to have like the brain disease that the H3 podcast has, where everything has to be negative. He is technically proficient at boxing, and I would not take that away from him. He is very unprofessional, clearly, and he doesn't communicate well, clearly, but it didn't go the way that he was saying.
And so I had to relearn how to talk to him. And at the time, I didn't even mind, because I'm like, as a coach, I need to learn how to talk to different fighters.
No shit. No shit. It's almost like you shouldn't have brought any of this shit up, because everyone is different, and you do need to learn how to talk to different people.
Anyways, like, communication is the most important thing. One of the most important things as a coach. So yeah. I was trying to turn it into a positive, but it definitely was. But you almost got fired at Denny's.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't almost get fired at Denny's. You had a conversation with your clients, your adult clients. You had an adult conversation, and adults share their feelings, and they communicate fully and effectively. They don't do what you did.
After that sparring session. But
I almost farted at Denny's.
Yeah, Michael and I rewatched the sparring, right, with him and Alex Ernst, and you could clearly hear that Anissa was screaming louder than Michael.
Yeah, so he was literally yelling at him worse than I was.
No, you guys are fucking stupid. You saw what you wanted to see. You heard what you wanted to hear. What happened in the sparring session, and I can play this at some point, but he was saying things, and also it doesn't matter. Like, it's my reaction. Like, I don't feel bad when my wife is saying, also, she was saying encouraging things. She was like, come on, Ian, you can do it. She was saying shit like that. You were basically saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's a big difference there. Like, you know, the decibels of who was saying things louder was very irrelevant to me. Show the clip? Oh man. All right. I'll bring it up. That's what coaches do. Yeah, no shit. That's the whole fucking point I'm making. I mean, this might be really cool just to see his fucking boxing in general. I just paused on me getting absolutely fucking wailed in the side of the head. I'm gonna try to figure out how to share it. Okay. You guys will get a little bit of an idea. All right, so this is Alex here. He's in the blue shorts. This is me. I have the white fucking helmet on. I think this is first round. So, like, you just heard him there. He said, move your head, Ian, don't wait. That's fine. Not saying anything is wrong with that. That's very good. But keep in mind while you're watching this, it happens in the last few rounds. Okay. Keep in mind while you're watching this, fucking Alex at this point, he's doing all of the beginner boxing things where it's fucking scary to spar, and he's not getting fucking kid gloves, right? He's in a very tough gym, and he's getting fucking wailed on. I had some pretty, it was more kid gloves, right? So he has these reactions, like when someone's coming toward him, he goes, right? Wait, this is the footage you paid her $150 an hour to film? Apparently it was $100 an hour, but yes.
That's your jab again. Don't let him commit. Follow with the right. Straight back. Turn that right foot. Hit it with the right foot. Do it again. Don't stop. Breathe. Learn how to breathe. It's all in your mind. There you go. All in your mind. Uppercut. Center. Center uppercut. Hey, go. It's all again. Again. Breathe, Alex. Breathe.
I think it was before it was getting, I think it was actually back a little bit.
Stay relaxed there. Remember, step back and go on. There you go. Like that. Let him come to you. Then step back. There you go. Take your time.
I don't hear Anissa at all.
Don't drop your hand. Don't drop him. Double jab. Double jab. Counter. Double jab. Forward. Forward. Go forward. There you go. Well, don't go back. Where are you going back for? You're going back already. Go forward. Forward. There you go. Now go back and find your shot. Right hook. Made it miss. Now find your shot. Take your time again. Move around. Stay relaxed. Double your grab. 1, 2, 2. Breathe. Learn how to breathe inside that read. 1, 2. Stay relaxed. 1, 2, 2. Work on the right hook. There you go. Let's go to the liver. Go to the body now. Left hand. Back to your jab. Hands up. Alex. There you go.
You can tell though.
I want you to practice on the straight forward, right? Like in the mids. Back to your jab.
What is this clip supposed to show? Basically, like, it's not really meant to show anything other than what happened. And what happened is they're saying that Anissa was yelling so much louder than Michael. And Michael's doing what a coach does, and he's saying, fucking move your feet, move your head, all this sort of shit. This is fine. I don't have a problem with the way Michael is talking to me in this moment. So I don't want to get like lost in the sauce. You can essentially hear Alex's coach doing the same thing, right? Like, this is what boxing is. We needed to convene after because I wasn't doing very well based on my abilities, based on what I had been doing the week before. And so we needed to essentially problem solve what was happening. And I'm like, what we problem solved was that Michael was being a lot more aggressive in my corner in a way that he isn't when we're sparring at home in Seattle. And so it was a different experience, and it made me freeze up a lot more because every time I would do something wrong, Mike would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're not moving your head. You're not moving your head. And it got in my head and made me freeze more. So that's all this is really meant to show. Like, it's not dramatic. It's not like someone was a total fucking asshole loser here. It's just this is it.
Back to your jab again. Don't let him commit. And follow with the right. Straight back. Turn that right foot. Hit it with the right foot. Do it again. Don't stop. Read. Learn how to read. It's all in your mind. There you go. All in your mind.
I finally got a little bit of success there.
Hey, go. Again. Read, Alex. Read. Relax. Don't get tired of it. Move forward. Go to the body. Hey, go. Feel aware. Yeah. Hey, go. Throw your time. Take your time. Throw your two. You gotta decide what you're gonna do.
I mean, that's kind of why I did want to show it, is because I don't want to fucking watch through all this shit to get to the point where my former coach and Anissa are both chirping.
Watch out with those punches. Don't hit him behind the head, okay? Keep your hands up, though. Work your jab. Don't slow down. Don't worry about it. Straight hand. Straight right. There you go.
I will say, Alex is such a great guy. Like, he was, like, I would like to spar him someday, but he was very fucking nice, and his coach is also very nice.
Keep it simple. There it is. Stay on. Then again. Get it out. Go to the body. Don't go to the head so hard.
You could start to hear Anissa in the background. Nice, Ian. She's being fucking positive.
Yeah, throw that hard. Go that hard. He's scared. Who cares? Go that hard. Yeah, go. Get him. No, shift off and hit him again. Don't reach like that. Don't reach like that. Put it on. 1, 2, shift. 1, 2, shift. No, don't wait. 1, 2, shift. Move. Don't drop your lead hand. Find your shot. 1, 2, shift 2. 1, 2, shift 2, Ian. Nope, you're waiting. Last round.
Yeah, anyway, you guys get the fucking idea. It really isn't as dramatic as people will describe it as. It's just that was it. Like, he wasn't going to get fired for that. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I hate people who can't fucking communicate. Like, if he was feeling some kind of way, he could have said any of that. Like, it's so annoying. Like, don't punish me because I'm willing to tell you, like, hey, like, I was going through some shit in there. Like, I don't know what happened. I think the way that you were talking to me in the ring kind of fucking frazzled me. Like, that's how we fucking get better as people.
But I was like, but apparently I was the one that I yelled at him and he froze.
It triggered him and he thought
it literally was the case. We just showed you. You said that I froze in that moment, and you, for some reason, like, it's not a personal fucking insult to you. Any coach who would be doing that, I would have froze. Like, it's so crazy to talk about, like, your own deficiencies and for other people to think that I'm describing them.
his dad. That's what she said.
So we'd have to deal with things like that all the time where it was
like, poor baby. You had to deal with a client that was paying you fucking $32,000 to teach them boxing part-time. You poor fucking child.
He wasn't even supposed to spar that day. Like, I'm like, what the hell is...
I was supposed to spar that day. We were deciding as a group whether or not I should spar. It was always the idea that we would because it would make for great content. And so we did together decide, let's spar.
He didn't have a mouthpiece. He didn't have a mouthpiece, so they had to buy a $20 mouthpiece from the gym and put it in the microwave. It didn't even fit. It was ridiculous.
Why are you acting as if you weren't like Okay, so I guess the coach is completely like incapable when it comes to telling his fighter when he should and shouldn't fight. Like, I was down for it. I said, like, yeah, let's do it. If my coach told me, no, you're not ready, like, this is sus, I'm not feeling this, I wouldn't have boxed. I wouldn't have done it. But unfortunately, he had no ability in that moment to tell me, like, yeah, today's not a good day.
When you plan to spar like that, you want to prep. You don't want to just go into it.
You want to be, like, ask AB, you want to be mentally prepared for a sparring day.
Okay, because it's yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my first sparring day, like, it was so fucking bad. Like, when I left and I came back, Wally started jumping all around the gym. He's like, I never thought I'd see you again. He goes, okay, the fact that you came back, he's like, now I'm in.
By the way, people wonder why I say fuck AB. Like, this is why. Like, you're being used in this moment to, like, invalidate my experience at, like, running a boxing event, getting trained, doing boxing. And it's like, no, I'm the innocent little guy. I just work the machine back here. It's like, no, you're being used to reinforce the fucking harassment.
Holy shit.
But yeah, it was scary. I was supposed to spar Alex Ernst.
But he didn't say anything mean to me, so it's okay.
Actually, because me and Alex would talk all the time. And I heard about this encounter, and I told Alex after that, I'm like, fuck that. I'm good.
Alex had a really good coach. Alex actually found a coach that, like, coached world champion boxers. I have no idea how he found the guy. The guy showed up the day of the event, like a couple hours before the event, and then he left right after the event. So he didn't stay for anything, Alex's coach. But he was a really good coach.
So he wasn't prepared to spar, and then Anissa put him up to it because she heard the owner of the gym.
Oh my God!
Is
directly
the owner of the gym who's not related to the fight really. He wasn't there. He didn't care.
This didn't happen.
It was just some comment. So she had to prove something to the owner to have him beat up Alex, who doesn't have anything to do with him.
Yeah, it's almost like it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's almost like that would never happen. So why was it said? It's almost like you paid these guys too much money. They needed to, like, fulfill the quota of how much they were getting paid to go on this podcast to talk shit. So they just, like, try to put a little fucking emphasis on everything. Put a little spit on everything. Fucking rats.
They have a weird thing. They do this where they go, "Oh, really? If you think I'm an asshole, then you should hear about this. What this kid did, totally unrelated to me at this shooting range. You should hear what the owner of this building said." Who? It's like, what are you talking about? What's that got to do with anything?
It doesn't have anything to do with anything. I don't know why you're talking about it.
Yeah, it's like another rice gum situation where someone's beefing and Anissa's like, Ian, you better go throw a fight now and beat him up and be a boxer.
Yeah, that was actually how the whole situation.
What the fuck? She's trying to spin the narrative that, like, Anissa was telling me, you have to beat up rice gum for my honor. No. Rice gum actually messaged my wife, I think because he was blocked or some shit. And yeah, like, that's how that happened, is he messaged my wife. So what the... These people need to get their fucking stories straight.
Started was because Rice Gum had text Anissa, and he said, tell your husband to fight me, or tell your man to fight me, or something like that. And that's how they ended up hiring me, because I was supposed to train him to fight Rice Gum. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have two totally inexperienced people fight on some event. I had no idea what was going on.
Right. This is a lot.
It is a lot.
The sparring thing is next level, because sparring at our level, people don't spar in their first year of boxing necessarily.
Right.
And it is really mentally and physically taxing. And if someone did boxing for 2 months and then sparred and then quit.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
So the pressure aspect is really interesting, because I don't understand ultimately what was the point of that. It's just going to set things back,
Yeah.
What was the point of it? I don't know. Fucking ask the people who were there and said, like, yeah, let's spar. Like, we decided as a group, we were like, yeah, this would be good content. Like, I've been boxing for a while. Like, there's no reason not to do it unless someone thinks otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why like I would always try to be have Ian do very controlled sparring until like towards kind of more towards the last 8-10 weeks of camp, and then we would really pick it up. For the second fight, he sparred hard. He was literally stopping people in sparring.
Yeah.
Even for the first fight, he actually had stopped Nathan Barnett with a body shot. He stopped
Nathan Barnett. He stopped Nathan Barnett with a nut shot.
Alex I did a thing with a body shot. So he was actually in sparring. Like once he got a little bit better, he was doing pretty damn well.
Again, like this isn't footage like I'm putting out. I'm not putting out any of the sparring footage or any of that shit because I'm not an insecure little bitch. Like I need to prove that I actually do have some talent, some ability. I did actually train. So like, you know, he's trying to explain it now because he feels like it doesn't reflect good on him as a boxing coach that I didn't put out the sparring footage.
Well, but I agree, like you shouldn't be putting people in early until they actually know not only how to throw punches and defend themselves, but also counter.
Then why did you film it? Well, I mean, if you go back to the beginning of the live stream, I basically said I filmed it with the intention of putting it out as a documentary. Didn't end up, you know, working narrative-wise. Like the documentary was just like, it was shit. And so I'm not going to put out a shit product, so I didn't.
After somebody hits them, because a lot of times they might know how to throw punches or even defend, but then they get hit and they freeze or they just don't know what to do.
Right. So you were trying to dissuade. Did you try to dissuade him? Like, dude, you're not ready. This is a
I was
bad
like,
idea.
we don't have a
No, he did not.
mouthpiece. We don't have headgear. We don't have the right gloves.
Yeah.
I was totally trying to dissuade. I was like,
Trying to dissuade? Interesting. And then you said, we don't have a mouthpiece. We don't have headgear. It's almost as if you weren't dissuading at all. You're just stating the facts of that day right now. You were fine with me sparring. I don't know if he didn't feel like he had the authority. Like, I don't know what to tell him. Like, you absolutely didn't say anything about not sparring.
we're not ready for
You
this.
should listen to your coach, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard because like Ian, you could tell in his eyes he could not say no to Anissa.
Yeah.
So what? Are you gonna do?
More of the fucking body language experts. Jeez, you can see it in his eyes. No, you fucking can't. You are this is weirdo shit. This is parasocial weird shit. Like, I do not talk about what you can see in my eyes. This is almost the equivalent of describing someone based on their fucking their astrology sign or something, and bringing that in an objective argument. No, you could see it in his eyes. Yeah, he couldn't say no to that woman. No way. He was completely controlled.
He's gonna just suck it up, go get that $20 mouthpiece right there, put it in the microwave, and put it in his mouth. That's what he did.
Yeah. But and then that was
That
such
sounds a
tragic-
lot like the sexual stuff he enjoys.
Really weird, really creepy. Anissa and I spent 2 years, employing these people, basically. And, well, not her for the second. Well, a little bit for the second, I think. And they're, like, taking glee in this shit. This is so weird. And it's all, like, sex theories. It's all Ethan Klein's weird, creepy, psychosexual theories.
I made that. I don't know why. You know what? I apologize, guys. There was a moment about putting something in the mouth, and I thought, well, that's probably because of cuck thing. I just tried to, I apologize for that, everybody.
So what, did I get buttoned or something?
Was again like I mean I always want the best for Ian, so I was always just a lot of these things were just very disappointing, especially when he.
Well, you wanted the best for me until what? You saw an Ethan Klein content cop? I don't get it. Because up until that day, you were cool with all this.
He came out and said he was never going to release a documentary. I was just like, what are you talking about?
That was hurtful.
We have hours of footage, and I could see why they didn't want to make a documentary on the second one, because they didn't want to show how Anissa helped promote this whole event and it lost $250,000.
No, you guys are so... That is interesting. It losing money is interesting. Like, if you get your brain out of weird, creepy, like parasocial obsession, like, I'm trying to figure out why these moves are being made. It's just as simple as it's shit. Like, the whole thing's shit. Like, it's not a good documentary. It losing money makes the entire narrative a lot more interesting. Unfortunately, not interesting enough, right? Like, you know, in any documentary, in any movie, you want ups, you want downs, you want to fucking feel like your hero or the person in the film, your protagonist, is fucking suffering, and then they get out of it and something crazy happens. Unfortunately, that didn't fucking happen. I lost 2 times in a row and we lost money. Like, that was not a great thing. Maybe it could have been something with Greater Clash 3, like if that ended up going off without a hitch, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So that made sense.
No, I've heard Anissa talk a lot on the show and other places, and Ian was backing her up. She's like, she has amazing footwork. Like, she is like some natural gifted type of boxer. And I forget why they said she couldn't fight, but they're like, but unfortunately she can't fight. But if she could, she's like amazing. And so I was just kind of curious, because you were training her. Is she is she this natural gifted?
I mean, Anissa did sports growing up. It's not that fucking complicated. She went to school for kinesiology and stuff. Like, it's relevant to her, and she shares this information when she's on places like your fucking podcast. It is not her like bloviating and like stroking her ego. Like, she did sports. She was on all male, was it lacrosse or hockey? I mean, Anissa can fucking describe it, but she did lacrosse and hockey. So like, it's just one of these things where like everything is offensive to them, especially when it's Anissa.
Boxing savant.
So she did have some athleticism for a girl, but what would happen was when she would come forward.
Again, yeah, she had some athleticism for a girl. All right. I mean, put down the fucking haterade, dude. Yes, we know that she's not as talented as trained boxers, big trained men that you train. Damn, you said this guy was toxic? Yeah.
Really hard when she would come.
Oh, is that another button? Are these genuine buttons? I don't know how they do this shit.
Forward really hard. Yeah, you're right. My bad. When she would come forward really hard.
Well, do you want to clarify that? You can.
Yeah. So, like a lot of women are just less athletic when it comes to boxing.
It's about throwing punches. It's about because men have more upper body strength, women have more lower body strength in general, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's plenty of women that like that play basketball that.
It's such an irrelevant fucking point to be making to try to like distinguish between the sexes. It's like either she was good in this case or not. Like, annoying.
Will kill me in basketball, right? But fighting is a separate thing. Fighting is its own entity. And so I don't even almost consider fighting a sport, really, right? Compared to other things. And so when you have some athleticism for a girl, and like, because she had played sports, that's more what I meant, was she had played sports.
Okay, that's what he meant. He didn't mean for a girl, he meant for a person who played sports.
As a girl, so she came in with some athleticism. Ian had never played a sport a day in his life. Ian had zero athleticism, right? So training her.
The king goes into boxing head first, never having played a sport in his life. The king. Read it and weep.
Was easier than training Ian because she had more athleticism. But what happened on her first sparring session, I would always tell her, you can't just come forward. You can't just come forward. And so she had a sparring session and she was just trying to walk forward, and then a girl punched her. And then I was actually watching Ian, so I wasn't even watching. I just heard a big pop. And then I looked over and
Yeah, Anissa got popped in the head when she was sparring, and obviously from all the concussions over the years, like, you know, she was out. Well, not like out cold or anything, but she was not going to be boxing.
and she was kind of frozen. And then she said she had a concussion. Then the next day she went and told the doctor that she had a headache and sensitivity to light and pretty much all the concussion
The whole
symptoms.
entire list, like,
And
it
then-
went on forever.
And then so we were like, oh no, she has a concussion.
Why are they laughing about this? And why is she saying, like, the whole list? What is the point? Yes, she had all the symptoms of the concussion.
And then
Yeah.
Ian's like, well, she's kind of a hypochondriac.
Yeah,
So we're like, oh, okay.
Ian actually reassured me because I was worried at that
She's
time.
not gonna like hearing that.
Yeah, I try to get. I
No, Anissa's fine with hearing that. She hears it from my fucking mouth all the time. Like, but this is, again, this is why married men live longer than single men. Like, when you have a wife who fucking cares about you, they tell you to fucking go to the doctor. They tell you if they see something on your fucking arm that looks cancerous or even approaching cancerous, they'll tell you fucking go to the doctor. So yes, fucking Anissa's on that shit. You know, when the dogs are sick, she's a lot quicker to acknowledge it. So yeah, like, you can define it as hypochondriac. I do that. But it doesn't mean that she's fucking lying about getting a concussion. I don't know if that's the point they're trying to make. It seems very dumb if they are.
tried to check on her, and he reassured me. He was like, "Hey, don't worry about her. She's actually hyper."
I did look that up, by the way, the other day, because I was like, all right, I know that married men, their life expectancy goes up, but I was like, I wonder what about, like, married women? And I think it goes down. I think by women marrying men, they improve the men's health on average, and the men bring the women's life expectancy down. It's fucked up, but, you know, that's like, you know, that's how the what do you call that? The like modern dynamic is set right now.
Hypochondria, and she does this often where she self-diagnoses herself and freaks
Ooh,
out.
she is not gonna
So
like that.
just like, don't worry about it. She'll be.
The little demon on the other side of the camera is like,
She's not gonna like that. Now this is gonna freak her out. She's gonna go on Twitter today and go crazy.
Fine. And I was like, okay, then why is she continuously talking about it on all her media outlets?
The thing that drove me crazy
Is that why
was
she said she couldn't box because she had a cut? Like, do you remember what it was?
She was
was
an
that?
athlete in high school, and she had previous concussions, if I remember correctly, or
Okay.
something where the doctor told her it was too big of a risk.
Well, definitely don't box then.
Also, the doctor's gonna tell you what you tell them. If I come in and I say I have sensitivity to light and have headaches,
oh, okay. So like an implication that she's lying.
they're gonna say you have a concussion,
Yeah.
right? So, and then the part of the story that drove me crazy was how all of a sudden she went from saying she had this concussion to she's had all these concussions while she was training, and then by the time she was on like your guys' show and these other shows, she's like, I've had 11 minors and 2 majors, and I'm like, I've been
You are stupid. Learn, like, just shut, like, close the mouth. Maybe if he was doing less talking and more listening, he would know that when she's describing the 11 minors and 2 majors, she's describing her life. She's not describing her experience boxing. She played sports. I think her concussions, 1 or 2 of them, the major ones, weren't even related to sports. She was just saying why she was so susceptible to getting fucking concussed. Like, fucking open your ears. Like, this is the problem with surrounding yourself with a bunch of fucking losers that just want to hate nonstop. It's because you're just eating this up.
been around concussions my whole life, and nobody's like, that was a minor, that was a major, you know? And so I was like, well, if you had 2 majors,
I don't know. Maybe because you surround yourself with fucking idiots. Like, no one's going to on the spot say that was a minor, that was a major. like autistically interject every time someone's fucking knocked out. That was a minor. No, you clock these things to yourself or from a doctor or from your coach or something, and you determine how many symptoms you had. Like, if you got knocked out cold, that's going to be pretty fucking major. And, like, Anissa got knocked out cold, I think, was it like 2 times? 2 times, I think. And, like, that's, like, you don't need to be a fucking scientist to know that that means major. Everything else is going to be minor. Every punch that you receive in your head, probably minor.
Just to clarify, and also Ian even double checked. He came over to my house and talked to my mom about this and just asked, like, if it, like, how many concussions I've had.
Because the truth matters to me.
And one of them, I danced off of I was 4 or 5. I danced off the stage and I knocked myself out. My mom said for 5 minutes, which is like a really long time to get knocked out. That was one of the majors. And then the other one, I was in the basement with all of my Arab cousins, and one of my second cousins was like rocking the chair back and forth, and he slammed the back of my head into concrete. And then I played contact sports. So yeah, I racked up a few minors over 20 years of playing sports. Like,
now you're a professional boxer who's had a long, illustrious career. Yeah. Is it that much for Anissa to want some kudos for being, like, doing sports? Like, or not even kudos, just acknowledgement of it?
That would mean you were like completely unconscious. And she said she got them from like lacrosse and hockey. So I'm like, you're telling me that you got...
She didn't get the major ones from lacrosse and hockey. Unrelated. But sure, a lot of concussions from lacrosse and hockey. Very much so.
Knocked out completely unconscious on the field. And then a few weeks later, they're like, put her back on the field. I'm like, that makes zero sense to me.
She's alive.
Maybe you could have fucking asked at any point in time. Maybe you could have actually gotten the, you know, if you're curious about any of these things, you could have inquired. But it does feel good if you're a lifelong hater to just store those things and build your own narrative. It does feel better, I will admit.
I mean, she does
100%.
lie. She lies about everything, it seems like.
Yes.
Yeah. I just don't...
That's rich coming from that man.
And also, like, literally 2 majors. If she said she has 11 minors and 2 majors, 2 majors would mean like you were completely unconscious. And that's
a lot of
times...
head trauma. You know what's ironic? Ian acts like that's what happened to him. You know?
Yeah.
No, I don't act like that's what happened to me. Can you not casually say the word trauma? I'm sure you hear it a lot in your fucking studio, Ethan. Like, you wouldn't do that to Olivia, who's on a fucking mental health break. You certainly wouldn't do that. But everyone else who's not employed by you deserves that treatment.
But Anissa, she seems more in control than ever.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
she's
Well,
the master.
It's odd, and that's why like I felt so bad, because you could see. So the 2 of the best weeks, or one of the best weeks we had in training, was when she had to go visit her family in Canada. And then that was when Ian invited his sparring partners to the gala. I wasn't a part of that, but he went out and did like
They took him out to hot and cold plunge.
yeah, one of the guys that runs the gym. So first,
I mean, he's just talking about me doing things with my sparring partners. It was nice. Sparring partners are great. I respect all of them, and you know, I feel bad that fucking Michael brings up their names and shit.
First of all, the gym that we're out of is this guy Luca Hosever's gym, and it's called Vigor Ground Athletics. And he was the one that did their programming in the beginning. And when they went on some show and they were like, Ian, how did you gain all this weight? She was like, oh, I studied kinesiology.
That's
and I'm like,
crazy.
wait. I'm like, how did you?
That is so insane that they would be framing Anissa that way. That's not... What was even the show that they're talking about?
Like, oh, I studied kinesiology. They went on some show and they were like, Ian, how did you gain all this?
Some show. I don't even know what the fucking show is. Some show.
Like, how did you studying kinesiology dig him to gain weight? Like, that makes no sense. Because in reality, it was Luca that was writing their programming for him, but they never wanted to give him a shout out. And that's when we realized they don't want to give anybody a shout out. Like,
No, we're not going to randomly, I'm not going to randomly shout out people. I mean, I randomly shouted out you. I wouldn't call it random. It was fucking at the conclusion of both the boxing events and multiple times in between. I don't know. Like, I didn't have to bring this guy on the H3 podcast initially. I did it as a nice thing to do. That, like, what the fuck? Like, he would have even been on this show had I not said, like, yeah, come on, we're going to Los Angeles. I'm paying you to fly out to Los Angeles and be on this show.
Like, they would never give me a shout out. They would never give Luca a shout out.
I mean, here's a good opportunity. I don't know if Luca wants to be associated with any of this shit. I don't know why he's bringing up Luca's name, but Luca's awesome. He has an awesome gym in Seattle.
Randomly enough, I guess occasionally they would give Mike Leonardi one.
Yes,
but
because
otherwise,
he's the manager and he had a bigger following. Unless you have a big following, she's not going to give you a
What are you talking about? Mike Leonardi doesn't have a big following? You guys are cooked.
shout out. She'll just suck the blood out of you and go away.
Yeah.
So you think Anissa's the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for
Enjoys
Ian.
it.
But
What is
Yes.
happening with them?
yes. Yes.
I mean, we need to fucking update this lie counter. I mean, at this point, it's just their subjective opinions. She controls him, in my opinion. They're not saying in my opinion, though. They're saying that it all, like, fucking facts. Yeah, let's go up to fucking 37. I don't want to be too liberal with these lies.
He enjoys it. We used to feel sorry for him.
I did.
Yeah, we
All
both
the
did.
time.
We both did. Michael felt sorry for him up until CC2. After CC1, I cut that shit off because I was like, you know what? She's a fucking liar, and he's a liar.
Oh my
and
God.
He enjoys all
What
the
the
punishment that she
fuck?
gives him.
Yeah.
So let it be.
She said that after she did that first interview, and I'm always like, I always want the best for my.
Dude, they love this narrative. It's so disgusting. She's talking about, like, I was done with her. She's a liar after the first one. It's like, well, the first event was good, and I don't know, like, what fucking give examples of what the problem was. Like, I don't. If it's a vibe check, just say that. Just say, oh yeah, she has fucking rancid vibes. But taking the fucking internet's narrative, like, think for yourself. Like, taking the internet's narrative of, like, she controls him and he's just totally incapable of doing things for himself. She's a succubus. It's like, come on, give it up.
Clients, I'm like, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Things are gonna work out. They're gonna give me a shout out. He's gonna make this documentary, like all these. And she's like, they're never gonna give you the credit, you know. And I was always
Yeah, that's
like,
what I
oh, well. And in my mind, I'm like, no, like I love Ian. I trust Ian. I feel like Ian's got like my best interest at heart too. But then he didn't. The time that I actually was finally fully fed up was when I had to ask them about the gala, and we were already in Florida. And I'm like, this is the last straw. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even, she's like, you guys don't have to be there. She was practically telling us
He was so offended by the gala thing. So crazy, considering if he was in charge of it, he would have not thrown any sort of gala or party.
didn't want us there.
Disrespectful.
Crazy.
Respectful.
For no
So,
reason.
And the reason why I also want to say the reason why, like, Michael and I, we were waiting for them to tell us about the gala, but they never did. So they waited so long. We got to Florida. We're 2 weeks away from the event, and they still haven't said anything to us. And at this time, all of Ian's sparring partners, there was probably like 4 or 5 of them that flew out, or I think 6 of them total, flew out from Washington, paid for their own flights, their own hotel, and they're all coming there to support Ian. And they all have been helping Ian throughout his fight camp, right? And so they're.
This is very long-winded. Yeah. So they're talking about the gala now. They're talking about my sparring partners now and how they were flying out.
Asking us about the gala, we don't know about it, so we were afraid that if.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
all his teammates showed up, they might not be able to get into the gala. How embarrassing would that be if his teammates are not able to get into the gala because she doesn't want them to be a part of it?
Also-
so that's why we asked her directly, and that's when she told us about the negative 500K. That's when she told us
Oh
about
my
why would
God.
we want to be there.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
No, she keeps. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Anissa's annoying me. Oh no. When I look to my right, guys, that doesn't mean Anissa's annoying me. That means that she's entered the room. Doesn't immediately mean annoy. Just entered the room for clarification. Yeah, I mean, everyone was able to come to the gala. Like, a lot of the things I think that they're complaining about is that they were expecting more communication to them. But I'm going to be honest, like, I was paying for the flights to come. I wasn't worried about them not getting into anything. Like, they can go wherever during the event. They can get into whatever event is happening. So, yeah, it didn't really register to me as a fucking important thing at all. Hey, Gronk P. My hair's sticking up? Oh, no, I gotta fix that. It'll stay that way forever if I don't. Nice. Okay.
Also, all of his sparring partners paid for themselves to be there.
Correct.
Nobody, like, they would give him tickets to the event, but they didn't help anybody else get there that was a part of his team other than Kate and I. So
Yeah.
otherwise, like, none of the, like, if you're throwing the event and you have all these sparring partners and training partners, I would think you would invite them before like 300 creators that don't mean anything.
It fucking costs money. No, you're like, wait a minute. Why are you saying that? It almost sounds like he's saying that you should be paying for sparring partners, people's sparring partners, who do not have any marketing ability or have anything fucking going on other than moral support. Like, why the fuck would you pay for them? Like, yeah, if you can offer seats, like, cool. But there's no way that you can offer every person's, like, sparring partner a hotel room or something like that.
100%. Yeah, you gotta think about the time that when they're sparring, you know, all the his teammates that volunteer their time, they're sparring for free. They're taking time from their work, their family to come and contribute. They don't do this because, oh, they're obsessed with Ian. They do this because they have loyalty to me and Michael and how we have helped them. And that's why they show up to spar with Ian. And
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't want to, like, if it's nice, I'm thankful that they helped me spar. But yeah, I mean, you were the coach. You were coordinating things and talking to these guys. So yeah, the least that I could do is offer them tickets for the show, and that's what we did.
And all he does is look the other way when Anissa says and invite them. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. It's disgusting.
Wait, what?
When Anissa says, that's why they show up to spar with Ian. And all he does is look the other way when Anissa says and invite them. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. It's disgusting.
No one was being fucking uninvited.
I can't. All we have to show is our hard work. And there's no way that I'm going to let Ian and Anissa take that away from us.
Can I also?
Yeah. Okay, we get more words from Anissa.
I just wanted to say, like, I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff, including, like, it's really stressful, but making sure that every single person who was invited or promised a ticket was getting their tickets, getting emails sent to the people who needed it, getting them coordinated with, like, their seats and events and all of these different things. And so, like, I don't know if I missed, inviting them. It's just, like, level of importance of, like, if it's a complete stranger that I know is, like, a high priority person, I don't want them to get fucked over.
Well, yeah, and there are guaranteed at any event there are people who are going to be missed, and I guarantee you there are people at Creator Clash that were missed.
Yeah, it was,
and that happens.
I was the only person.
Yeah,
it was very stressful. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad hearing now that they weren't, like, exclusively invited, and maybe it was one of those things where we assumed that the other person had done it. I don't know, but like,
Yeah.
I like my list. I had like a list of like, it's like 200 people that I had to like make sure was getting everything that they needed. So I don't know. It was just very.
No, you're fine. It's just like, their feelings were hurt in a very specific instance. But again, they didn't communicate these things, so you can't feel too bad.
That's crazy. What do you make of the? Oh, go ahead, Arlie.
Did you guys hear anything or know about how they chose the performers for the gala? The people that they put. There was a couple performers there that I was just curious if you guys had any insight on who they were or what the connection was. Are you talking
about like the comedians or who you
comedians?
No, they don't know because they weren't involved in any of that shit. They weren't planning anything.
And singer.
Right.
So there's this comedian that was allegedly paid $20,000 or something.
Yeah. So for the first event, we were a part of like a lot of.
By the way, like anything that can be interpreted as wasteful spending, like paying a comedian or anything like that, like to be honest, like again, that's one of the costs that wouldn't have mattered at the end of the day. We still wouldn't have raised money for charity based on how expensive the event was in general. Like, even if you cut back a lot of these things, it wouldn't have made a difference. But I will say, for whatever it's worth, Anise and I weren't doing the budgeting on Creator Clash.
Of those decisions. But for the second event, like I said, they kept us in the dark about the gala. Really, like, it was my main responsibility to help with, one, Ian's training, but also make sure, like, everybody else had legit coaches and help, like, because for the first event, I helped train a lot of the people. I probably helped train like 90% of the people that fought
like Eric came to Washington.
I mean, we were paying him to fly with us and meet some of these people. The training is like, that's a little bit rich. Just being around, some of these fighters, like that doesn't mean, holding pads for them once, that doesn't mean that you were training them. Like, you were around them. I don't want to like take away the fact that you were going with us to places, but it kind of feels like he's trying to make it out to be that he was doing so much.
For 2 weeks to train with you, remember?
That was another thing that actually upset me was like comment etiquette Eric. Like I love that guy, but he only was able to train for the last 17 days of the fight because he was originally supposed to fight Chad, I believe. But then when Chad backed out, they were like, "Oh, we need to find somebody," and so they found DJ Welch. And
that guy's a beast.
They told us he was out of shape and
that guy's a monster. By the way, super.
Well, I think DJ Welch was out of shape based on his standards, so it's kind of hard. I think the situation with Eric was unfortunate for a couple reasons. I think Eric had a hard time getting a coach. And hard time getting consistent training, sparring, all of that. And so he just struggled with getting a coach in general. And it's really hard to fill in that heavyweight slot as well. But we trusted DJ Welch, and I think Eric trusted DJ as well. So it was, it was one of these situations where we were listening to Eric, and, It didn't need to be like that serious of a thing. Like Chad, anything for views? Yeah, Chad. Like I was talking to Chad initially about fighting internet comment Ericot.
Super nice guy. That guy's great.
Huge
Both
arms.
of those guys
Huge
are amazing
pipes.
dudes. Yeah.
He was great. But
He's a
imagine
beast.
somebody telling you this guy has no experience.
Yeah.
That's why Eric and him had headgear on. And that was
Well, no one was saying that DJ Welch had no experience. He was honest, but I think he said that he was out of shape and that
was another thing
he hasn't been boxing.
I got blamed for. They're like, look at how bad this coach is. Look
Aye,
at
aye,
Eric.
aye.
I'm like, dude,
That's
I had
someone-
17 days with Eric. Me and Eric just tried to make it fun because the whole time he was like, DJ's out of shape. DJ, we're just gonna have fun.
And-
Man, DJ came out and whooped his ass. I was
Dude,
like,
he's,
what the hell?
he's jacked. He's like actually
He's
jacked.
huge
I was
arms,
like,
bro.
this is not fair at all.
And DJ fought formerly. Oh, well, he's been training MMA for a very long time. Yeah.
They
Oh,
were
he's
like,
a
he
fighter
doesn't-
too.
Yes,
Yes.
They go, he doesn't have
So what
boxing
that? What is
experience.
that? Are they lying to you guys on purpose?
I don't know.
It's always got to be us doing something intentionally evil. And it ends up being our fucking problem. It's like, no, DJ Welch is a cool guy. He said, like, yes, he will fight. He was honest about his experience level. And, like, we listened to Eric the whole way. Eric wanted headgear, all that sort of stuff. Like, we can't be everyone's fucking babysitter and then be responsible for every decision that gets made or everything bad that happens.
So they were like, well, they didn't even tell us really any of that stuff because a lot of it they like
Yes, because you weren't part of the fucking planning of the event.
tried to find on their own when it was last minute stuff. So for example, like when Matt fought Dad, like they almost canceled that like 20 times because Matt was never training for the event.
That's so
They
interesting.
kept almost, and they would be. They would be like,
It's
"We're
crazy. I would have never have known watching it.
Yeah.
Well, what happened too, I almost don't blame Matt, except like Ryan found a good coach or a coach, right? So I don't know why Matt couldn't have. But Matt's coach would tell him that they just want to do all this pad work, this like random pad work. And then they would say, but don't do any rope people there. They
What?
fucking disappeared.
What did they? They disappeared.
Disappeared. Me 10,000 people there. They
What?
fucking disappeared.
What did they? They disappeared.
Disappeared on him. Just straight
What?
disappeared on him. Like
They're
they-
just right now. They're just describing like they're just little anecdotes about the event and how everyone had like a different experience with their coaches. Some coaches just disappeared in this case as soon as they knew that it was a little bit more of a serious thing. All sorts of shit like
taking
that.
all of his money until they found out it was a real event. I think a lot of people were shocked that it was a real event because like we were going to these places like with no clue of what we were going to have happen. So we're like, hey, this is what's so crazy is like he could have told the story if he would have been proud of it. Like the story was amazing. We were going to these boxing gyms in LA and all over the place. And we're like, hey, we want to throw a YouTube boxing event. They're like,
Such a great story. I don't know why he's not proud of it. Dude, I am proud of it. You're just like, you're just sharing the story. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. Like, this shit bothers me so much. Like, yeah, I have the story. I know it's epic. How do you tell it? Well, you don't tell it like this. You don't go on a fucking podcast and just like weirdly recall, half-truths and then build together this idea of how like we were against all odds and shit.
where? We're like, we don't know. They're like, when? We're like, we don't know, but we're going to do it. And they were like, get out of here. It was like, it made no sense. And so I was almost like, hey guys, maybe we should let me talk to some of these people before. Cause like they would just have these awkward ass conversations in all these boxing gyms. And, so a lot of the people that.
Yeah, it's my fucking, I should update the like counter. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, let's be objective. I've been very sloppy with the like counter, but no, I'll leave the like counter for now. A lot of these are just their opinions. It's 40. But yeah, I mean, this is my fucking story. I would do the difficult thing of contacting boxing coaches and saying like, I'm an influencer. I'm setting up an influencer boxing event. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, can we send people here to box? Do you know what influencer boxing is? Like, yeah, it was very awkward. It was crazy. It was very interesting overall.
I ended up getting hired. Like, I don't know if Lucky even thought it was a real event when he was training AB, or they didn't know how big it was going to be,
Right. Well, AB knows. Oh, did you know? I don't know.
My gym, like they wild card, they don't fuck around. Like that. Supposedly, they even kicked Jake Paul out before. Like they're very serious
what?
about boxing. I don't think they care like how big the event was. Yeah, I think even Ian like added Wale on Instagram, and I don't think Wale followed him back. Like, he's like, I don't know that motherfucker. So I mean, he likes
that guy
Ian,
is
but
something
yeah,
else.
he's not in it for any clout.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I want to ask you something. It's alleged by Anissa herself that Ian has both bad breath and he shits in his pants frequently.
This is epic. I'll address all of the shitting in pants allegations when I come back from my pissing in pants piss. All right, I'm back from the piss zone. No, that wasn't Fushigi. That was my little fucking wrist training thing. I use it to strengthen my wrists. Pretty long for piss. You weren't shitting your pants, were you? All right, let's listen to this. So again, it's one of these things where like this shit isn't even original. Like back after Creator Clash 2, I was doing a 24-hour live stream to raise money for the charity. So the charity's got some amount of money. We raised around $175,000. And I'd never done a 24-hour live stream. I was tired. I was very tired. Everyone who was there can attest to that. But there was this moment where Anissa very casually said, like, have you always shit yourself or shit your pants or whatever? I think we shit your pants. Have you always been shitting your pants? I think that's what it was. And like, it didn't even register to me as like something I should be ashamed or embarrassed about. Like, you could see my face. I basically just go, like, what? Well, I guess I don't even think I have a reaction. Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I have zero reaction. I just go, no. Like, I was like super casual. But I knew what Anissa meant when she said that, which is why I was very casual about it. Is she just says, like, shit your pants, as in, like, you know, you need to take a shit. I don't think it was, like, obviously the internet likes it because it makes me look like I shit my pants. But I'm not going to argue whether or not I shit my pants on here. I think that's too low. Yo, what up, Grizzly Bears? Good to see you, dude.
He had breath, and he shits in his pants frequently. Do you?
Yeah, this is why I didn't include it in my fucking video. Like, what the hell? Like, I have to answer to I have bad breath. I'm like stinky, and I shit myself. Like, that seems like really like feeding into the trolls. Those ones.
Do you have any data on that? Having been in close proximity with him?
No.
So, I don't want to just talk shit about him, but like there would be times, for example, before the first event, where he was talking about getting tonsil stones, and he was saying he was going to get strep throat because he had tonsil stones.
Ew.
And I said, Ian, tonsil stones don't cause strep throat. Tonsil stones are because you're not brushing your fucking teeth. And so he was like, oh, okay, hygiene. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't fucking have that conversation with me. Like it's tough. I'll give you the stinky. The stinky is okay because honestly, I was a little stinky when I was training for boxing. I'm not gonna fight it. You know, body odor is a thing, and I didn't always in between going to the first boxing session at the start of the day and the next boxing session at around like 4 or 5 o'clock, I didn't always get to the shower. So I will accept the stinky label, but not any of this other shit.
Yeah, fool. Like, you need to brush your teeth and use, like...
Wait, hold on. That shouldn't be something you need to hear from your boxing coach. Brush your teeth.
Yeah, it's almost as if I didn't need to hear it. It's almost like the other thing that he said about Anissa, which is like, whoa, who the hell would force their husband to spar for the honor of women across the world? Yes. When it's so crazy, it almost doesn't seem real. It's because it's not real. It's a lie.
That's something. That's it. Knowledge he should have come to you with.
Yeah. He was worried about getting sick. Like, so, yeah. So
was it Creator Clash 1 or 2 where Anissa sent us? It was the day of training for one of the CC1 or 2. I can't remember which one. And she sent us a photo of his tongue. And she said, "Oh, I think he might have like bad breath, and it's causing."
Tonsil. She said tonsil stone.
Hold on. Go back. Why did she send you a picture of his tongue?
They thought it would show us that he was gonna get strep throat.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
And I'm like, because they were trying to say he's gonna get sick before the event, and it can happen if you train too hard before.
Yeah, again, I think they're essentially just saying that we were worried about me getting sick. Like, we were really worried about me getting sick because I had been, avoiding it for a while. So it was scary. It was scary that maybe this event wouldn't, go well.
For an event, you run your immune system down so then you can get sick. But we weren't training too hard for him to get sick.
Yeah.
So
well, it doesn't matter. You can get sick from fucking anything. You don't need to be training to the point of exhaustion for you to get sick. That always exists. That threat is always there.
Like, they wanted him to gain weight, and I kept telling him, like, there's ways we can gain weight right before weigh-ins. So I want you at like a healthy weight because they wanted him to be 188 for the Dr. Mike fight. So the Sunday before the fight, Anissa makes him eat all this shitty food. So
Big lie. The king of lies. This is the king of lies. Bro doesn't want to accept any responsibility for the fact that he was not a good coach or his fighter didn't win. He doesn't even need to accept that he's a bad coach. He just needs to accept that he lost, that his fighter lost. Get over it. Like, again, like, I don't know why he would lie about this. It's so insane. Like, I was eating like shit the whole time. And like shit is, like, very loose. It's just like, I needed to gain weight. Like, he said it himself. Fucking going from, like, I think by the time it was Dr. Mike fight, it was probably closer to, like, 150 or 160. But going from 150 or 60 to 188 is a fucking monumental task, especially when you're burning so many calories. So, yeah, like, I was eating, like, just whatever food. Like, I'm going to avoid the fried foods as best I can. I'm going to avoid things that, like, would actually slow me down and, like, wouldn't be good for my, I don't know, heart health and shit. But there was no engorging ourselves on shitty food the night before. Like, you're just trying to come up with an excuse and also blame my wife at the same time.
The Monday before the fight, he couldn't even do 2 rounds of pads in the ring without almost throwing up.
Oh,
so I'm
no.
That is not true. I don't know why he's saying this.
pissed. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why are you doing this? I was like, I was telling you, if you're 188 or 180, but you drink like a couple Gatorades, a Gatorade is 32 ounces, which is 2 pounds. I'm like, just drink 2 or 3 Gatorades right before weigh-ins, and you'll gain like 4 or 5 pounds, and then you'll be 185. But instead, she was like, no, he needs to eat all this shitty food. So they.
Yeah, that's what Anissa said, is that he needs to eat all this shitty food. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a realistic thing to say.
They were feeding him all bunch of shit, right? And that's why when he weighed in with Dr. Mike, he was like grabbing his belly. And
that's why I was grabbing my belly when I was weighing in with Dr. Mike? Could it be that you were... This might be a fucking insane thing to say. Could it be that you were training a fucking influencer? Could it be that it wasn't fucking Canelo versus Crawford? Could it be that it was maybe not that important that I fucking flex every muscle in my body and try to intimidate the competition because this is life or death? No. I was having a laugh because Dr. Mike was at a good weight for him, and I clearly was not at a good weight for me. Like, it's unideal. I should be fighting at 165 or 160 or 140. Like, that was a better weight for me. So, yeah, I'm going to fucking have a laugh and try to get a good photo of me grabbing my gut when compared to fucking Mr. Olympus or whatever you call a big buff guy who's fucking flexing his muscles. Thank you, Cuny Cal. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Why did you take that fight at 180? Because I wanted to fucking have a good fight against a relevant person. I could have set up a fight against, like, some slop tuber or some shit, but it wouldn't have been a competitive fight, clearly.
And I'm like, bro, that's embarrassing for me.
Yeah, you're making us
I'm your
look
fucking
bad.
coach, and you're in there with.
Oh, he got embarrassed because the influencer was grabbing his gut. The influencer was grabbing his gut, and it reflected poorly on him. All right, never fucking coach an influencer if they're doing boxing.
With a belly up there, like.
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have given a fuck about any of it. Like if he had I Did a Thing as a client, and I Did a Thing comes out dancing and pulls the mouthpiece out of his shorts and shoves it into his mouth, which is what he did. It was a funny gag. Like, I don't think this guy would have a problem with that. It's not, I don't know why he's acting like this was such a professional environment. No, it was influencer boxing with a lot of goof tubers.
it's one thing to have gained the weight and be like, oh, I gained weight, but it's another thing to be like the day before the fight grabbing your belly, and it's because you fucking ate a bunch of bad food.
Yeah, they would
like,
eat at Denny's all the time, and then he would
Denny's?
be like,
This is
Okay.
something. This is important. I'm accused all the time of people say that they see me in Denny's farting.
I mean, I'm gonna say it again. Like, Denny's is good, and you can eat healthy at Denny's. Like, just the mere utterance of Denny's in this podcast is like, it obviously is like triggering to some of these people. But like, you know, sometimes we go to Denny's, sometimes we don't, you know? If you give me the option of like going to Denny's or going to McDonald's, I'm going to choose Denny's, you know? I'm going to have a nice meal at Denny's. Nothing wrong with a Grand Slam. Like, yeah, the Denny's slander, I think they're actually getting into rough territory, trying to shit on us for Denny's. But yeah, like just by virtue of being at Denny's doesn't mean I'm doing the sampler. He's acting like I'm doing the sampler at Denny's. By the way, guys, avoid the sampler. That is not good for you. Well, unless you want to treat yourself. Then you can. But Denny's is great. Fucking shut up about Denny's.
They say that about me, and I want them to. I never go to Denny's.
No?
I never go out to Denny's. But Ian's the one who's actually shitting his pants at Denny's.
yes, yes. The meeting that we had, like,
Yes, he was shitting his pants at Denny's. Yes. I don't know why why are you feeding into this troll?
right after Alex Ernst's fight,
Yes.
sparring session was at Denny's.
yeah. And
Say
he said
that
like
again. I'm
You said that already. We know. We love Denny's.
sorry. Say that again.
The meeting that we had to have with Ina and Nisa after the sparring session with Alex Stearns was at Denny's.
What
Yeah,
did they
they
eat
told
at
us
Denny's?
that.
What did they order?
have
Just
no
like
idea.
disgusting.
But she loved it because she used to
loves
work
it.
there.
Oh my God. When asked what we order at Denny's, she's like looking around. She's saying, I don't know, fucking disgusting. Disgusting. What is she talking about? Disgusting. What do you have against Denny's?
They order.
have
Just
no
like
idea.
disgusting.
But she loved it because she used to
loves
work
it.
there back in the day. And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, she did used to work there back in the day. It's part of the reason I fell in love with her. She's a Denny's connoisseur, and she knows all the tricks of the trade. How to get more on your sampler plate. No, there's really no tricks of the trade to know. Trying to think if I could share any Denny's wisdom. No, only that like right now Denny's does not have any gluten-free buns, and it's really unfortunate. They have a gluten-free English muffin, but it is not the same. It's like it's really quite bad. So if Denny CEO is watching, Mr. Denny, please get something going on. Or even better yet, sometimes I get the nachos there sometimes. I didn't get the nachos while I was training, to be clear. But I'll get the nachos, the zesty nachos. And I will ask, oh so sweetly, I will communicate my feelings. I will say, oh, I really like these nachos, but can you replace the chips with fries, French fries? And sometimes they'll do it. And, oh, it's like a shittier carne asada fries. So if you ever want that in your fucking belly before a boxing match, go and do that. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Denny's. Denny's aren't disappearing. Denny's are great. By the way, thank you for the sub Starman 4. I'll re-enable a lot of those settings once we get back to a normal mode.
in my mind, I'm like, Ian, you're a fucking millionaire. Why are you eating at Denny's all the time? Like, stop.
Yeah, this is a fucking brain disease. Like, this is actually how he thinks. I imagine it's also how Ethan thinks. You're a millionaire, ergo, you shouldn't be eating at Denny's. Okay. How do you become out of touch 101? Stop doing things that you love. Stay at home. Only go to the fanciest restaurants. Spend your money. Like, no, Denny's is good. I love the environment. I love the people who go to Denny's. I love going there late at night. I love eating the fucking moons over my hammy and the pot roast and all sorts of shit. Lots of Denny's are Black Bear diners now around me. Oh, right, yeah. Black Bear diners are big in like Northern California.
And then, also, but so
He's
for example,
allegedly, I've heard Hila noticed this, and I guess Anissa also confirmed that he's very cheap, apparently.
Honestly, I could be cheaper. I've actually gotten less cheap over time. I used to be very cheap. When Anissa and I started dating, we didn't have a fucking bed frame. Anissa had a bed frame at her house, but I did not have one. And I was making enough money to have that shit. That's why it's so crazy when people are like always painting our relationship as like going down the tubes, down the shitter, is because like I've gotten more functional and more emotionally intelligent and fucking with it and regimented with time. Like in the beginning of our relationship, we fucking didn't have a bed frame. I would be going to bed at fucking 3 a.m. every night. I ate shitty food. I wouldn't work out. I wouldn't walk anywhere. I wouldn't do anything. And then I would fucking argue with Anissa all the time about shit. But everything's better now. And, I mean, it wasn't easy. Obviously, we've been, together for 10 years. But, slowly over time, I've gone to therapy. I've addressed my own shit. Anissa's gone to therapy, addressed her shit. And now we're chilling. We're super comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't experience that. Like, he was always good to me, but at the same time, except for the fact he would never help promote me.
Well,
I could
say that I wonder if like this is a good example, but like for example, when Michael trains Ian, he charges $100 an hour, but Anissa would always want to be trained at the same time, so Michael is training both of them for $100 an hour. And I would always tell Michael, like, you're training both of them. You should charge each one of them $100 an hour. Yep. And Michael would be like, oh, well, it's for a charity event, and I feel bad asking, so let's just do this for now.
It's always them saying, I feel bad asking. That's your fucking problem. I don't think either one of them felt bad about any of it. I think they did feel bad, but I think they knew that, like, they didn't want to fucking communicate. Like, how is anything supposed to change if you don't communicate these things? Like, I can't help you if you're not talking to me about your rates. I can't help you, and that goes for both of them. I can't fucking help you if you got it in your head at some point that you, eavesdropped on me talking about a fucking bonus for fighters or some shit, and you got it in your head that you were deserving of a bonus. Like, I can't help you unless you talk about that shit. But it was never brought up, ever.
We're gonna get a bonus one day.
Yeah.
And in boxing, if you do bring two people within that one same hour, you do pay more.
Yeah.
That's not just boxing.
Yeah, thank you. And that's how it should always be. But for them, I was always like, whatever, like, I would, once again, I always wanted the best for Ian. I always wanted the best. I was like, oh, this is why he didn't want the best for himself. So it was really hard for me to want the best for him when he didn't want to train.
I did train. I did want the best for myself. Like, I don't know, look at my fucking footprint on YouTube. Like, hello, I was fucking doing a charity boxing event. I was trying to be a better person in every way that I fucking could. Shut up.
Now, do you have any commentary about his potential body odor?
I mean, I say it's true. I smell all the time. It's horrible. A good example is this, because Michael's so nice and
Man, she doesn't even hesitate. She knows what podcast she's on.
doesn't want to say it, but here's the thing. When we're in fight camp, he does 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening, okay?
For the first fight he did. For the first part of the first fight, not for the actual camp.
Correct.
During the camp was when he cut out his 2 days. And that was the most important time to be doing 2 days.
Yes. So he would smell so bad that when he comes back in the afternoon to train, he doesn't shower in between his sessions. And so like the coaches that are training other, you know, members there would just like look at us with the weirdest face.
Man, I had no idea. Wait a minute. People's eyelashes were like falling off in the gym. There was like that episode of SpongeBob where the odor was, I would say Sunday, or I would say I'm gay, and then a green like cloud would travel around the room, and someone's fucking hair would go up in flame, another person's eyelashes would fall down. Hey, I mean, again, we're not here to dispute the stinky allegations. I'll just move past the stinky. Like, you know, everyone has different tolerance for what is stinky to them.
You know, like a stink face. And then Michael would try to take Ian to the corner where there's not a lot of members of the gym, so they don't have to smell it.
I try to take it to the open doorway.
Yeah, so that does.
Well, I mean, in fairness to that, it was you know, we're just trying to avoid other people. Like, if we're doing pad work, we're not going to get in the way of people doing their regular workouts. We have the ability to kind of do it anywhere. So, like, yes, you should be avoiding other people in the gym regardless of whether your client is stinky or not.
It does happen. I'm not lying. It's true. He doesn't shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand why she wouldn't tell him. I'm like, what is going on here?
So, and also,
she tells the audience.
Oh. I'm stinky and I'm proud.
She humiliates him
in her Discord.
Yeah.
She's fine releasing everything, but she won't talk to him about it. I'm just like,
That's interesting. That's an interesting detail. He just said, like, in her Discord, blah, blah, blah. This really shows to me that these two were actually consuming hate content before coming on the podcast. I don't know if they've been, like, since they started, like, working with us, consuming hate content, but you would essentially have to be watching these hate videos to know anything about, like, Anissa saying things on the Discord, because that's what they do, right? They, like, will clip something out of the Discord and be like, oh my gosh, Anissa's, like, revealing all of this information. Wait, would you say, Anissa? Oh, yeah, because they don't even know what Discord is? Yes, that's a good point. They weren't on Discord. We were communicating on Discord, like all the fighters and shit. But yeah, like, I don't know.
what the hell?
Yeah, and
Like, I didn't
Hold
feel
on,
like
guys.
it was my
I gotta
place.
sit on
Thank you, Axlick.
that for a sec. He stunk up the gym so bad you had to move him away from people.
yes.
Okay.
Pretty-
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just sit with that.
0.5 hotter, as if like he fucking his breath didn't stink all the time.
All right, rate my reaction. Is it stoicism right now, or is it utter embarrassment?
Yeah.
Another question. I heard that Anissa was talking shit about me and us even before Creator Clash 1.
Yeah, she had said, like, I forget what she said, like, but she had said that she didn't like associating with you guys for some reason, but then like you had been doing better or something, so they were happy to go on your show. It was it was vague, but
She
because
said-
she would talk, she would kind of talk poorly about a lot of different people, so it was easy.
Okay, I mean, this one feels pretty easy to address. Like, I think they would essentially listen to our conversations, very casual. We wouldn't be like shit talking Ethan or anything, but it would definitely be like Ethan is he has been making like drama fueled content for a long time. It's, you know, it's something that I have been trying to avoid, generally speaking. So, like, coming from that perspective, like, yeah, it is scary, you know? If Ethan's going to be laughing at Cutie Cinderella for the fucking AI porn shit, like, that is something that we want to fucking keep our distance from. Like, it's fucked up. And, you know, if we're not making money, or, like, you know, if we're trying to put on this charity boxing event, like, we don't want to sully it by that association. Did you communicate any of that to him? Yeah, like very obviously. If he read into it, that's his own thing.
Easy to just lose track of it. But yeah, she definitely had mentioned like something about you and Hila, and like, or maybe it was just you, but somebody had done something that had offended her at one point.
So
she thought, yeah, so she felt like you guys weren't like good people or something. But then once you could do the
man, the dancing around what was actually said, he like can barely recollect